So here I am. This is Sean Lauer. He's the Chief Technical Officer of Software Shelf. And what city are they in?
They're in Menlo Park, California. And I started working for them 8 years ago when they actually had an office out here in Clearwater, Florida.
Yeah.
And so I've been with them for quite a while now.
Yeah. And so things were going good. You were doing all that. But then something grabbed your attention and you decided to take up running. And what was the inspiration behind that?
Well, the main inspiration kind of came from fitness. I was getting in my middle to late 20s, and I had a very fit period in my teenage life, and I lost that as I got into working and many hours and sitting at a desk, and all my friends were kind of in the same boat, and I just wanted to break out of that. I thought the gym was boring. I wanted something that I liked before, and I'd always liked running. So basically I got into running, and I found that was like the main reason why I started doing it again. And I wasn't doing it consistently. So what I found was there was a lot of these local road races, like 5Ks and 10Ks. And I found a local one that was happening in December 2011. It was a Say No to Drugs race.
Okay.
And it was in July, so I had like 5 months, and I decided to sign up for that 5K.
Right.
To help motivate me and give me like a goal, something to go at for it. And it was good because it really worked well. I found myself, I liked the running very well. It let me kind of forget about the job, kind of have some alone time. That was very much for me to like think with. And I ended up doing the 10K that year. So I went right through the 5K and just kept running and kept getting further distance. I had actually no idea how fast I was going. I didn't even time myself.
Okay.
When I first, I just cared about, can I even run the distance? That's all that mattered.
Sure.
I never timed myself until race day. And that was kind of how I got into it. So.
And then you kept progressing. You're doing more races. You have a GPS unit. That's even when you train, you know how far you've run. So you've really got into keeping track and actually preparing for other runs.
Yeah, well, what I found is doing that first race was great, and it felt really good. And then I didn't do one for almost a year. But as it got closer to the next year, I was kind of like, okay, well, the Say No to Drugs race 2012 is coming up. How much faster can I go than last year?
There you go.
So I was just kind of like, okay, maybe I should go ahead and sign up and do that. And so I went ahead and signed up again, and I got, several minutes faster, which was a pretty big improvement. And then I started doing more races, and I was like, what else can I do? And then I started looking at half marathons and completed my first half marathon about a year and a half after I started running. And that went very well. And shortly thereafter, some smaller 5Ks, I started getting some age group placements. And I found it very self-competitive. It was just about, for a long time, it was just how much better can I be than I was before. And then it started to roll into a much bigger, still self-competitive, but sport where, I was actually decently okay in some of the local races.
That's good. And so what helped you, though, get better and continue? What have you found helpful?
The biggest thing is patience. It's what you kind of have to learn with this. Even now as I've started running way more frequently, it takes a year to take a couple minutes off of race time.
Wow.
Depending on how far it is. Sometimes I only, 5K time, I may only take off 30 seconds or a minute throughout a year. And so, you just don't get better at it. It's something that you just do and do progressively. It's not something that you pick for a short term. It's a lifestyle change. If you want to do something like running or any other sport that you want to get competitive in with yourself. And the other thing that I found very successful is that when I kind of plateaued, even after a while, I got kind of stuck at different speeds and just wasn't getting any better. And I always just trained by myself. I knew a couple other people that ran, but wasn't a whole lot of people for advice. And so I started going to some running groups, and I met some people, and I got some advice, and didn't actually find that no advice helped, but immersing myself around people that of all different levels, people just starting out, people way, way better than me. Meeting people that are, terrific and have gone to Olympic trials and things like that. And all these different levels of runners, now all of a sudden just immersing myself in it has given me the next level of inspiration to go further. And I think that philosophy works for a lot of things, whether it's just running or anything else. But if you want to do something, you want to get good at it, immerse yourself in it, meet as many people as you can, and expose yourself to it in whatever way you can.
Sounds good. So, and thank you, Sean. Sean Lauer, Chief Technical Officer, and now a runner.
Thank you.
Thank you.